but I'll wait. Hello, you're absolute. Let me just press this button. That one. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. That one and that one. Right, yeah. Absolute wrongin'. Welcome to Bank Holiday Weekend Theatre of the Mind live, number 224. You may notice that I'm kind of losing my voice a little bit. I have no idea why, but I need God's juice, so to speak. I do have a couple of. It's a double hibiscus, and hopefully that will keep the throat going. Other than there's nothing wrong with me, obviously, but I'm looking forward to this. And then Les goes and has to put a kibosh on it. Go, oh, lovely! Looking forward to the quiz. Hope there's a round on and there isn't. So that'll have to be the next time, Les. Let's get into the parish notes. Next live is tomorrow night, by the way. Monday night we'll get back to normal. We'll get into stuff because there is a lot of stuff waiting to talk about tomorrow night. But I just thought, because it's a bank holiday, as normal on a Sunday of a bank holiday, all the regulars will know we have a bit of a quiz. Last time it was a music quiz, and I said this time I would do sort of telly and film. I've made the film easier. Some of the telly is quite challenging, but I fully expect you to get 60 or 70 questions correct. This is the Theatre of the Mind 100 question quiz. But parish notes, Paulie Galtieri first in the pews, in the Starmers. Why do you call the pews the Starmers, Rev? Because they're hard on your arse. So please grab your pal's cushion and your slices of Battenberg. You can have a whole Battenberg. It's a bank holiday weekend. It's not school night tonight. And you can have as much altar wine as you wish, so long as it's chilled and ready for you in a large glass. Paulie Galtieri, good evening, Adrian. You utter wrongin'. Hope you've had a good restful weekend. Got back from Ireland yesterday after a fantastic week away. Oh, I say, Paulie Galtieri, lots of falling down water in, was it anywhere near Dublin? Was it anywhere near Guinness? Guinness. But I hope you had a lovely weekend too. Oh, bother, blimey, you're in quick tonight, sir. Karen Boo UK, evening all. Hello, Rev. Looking forward to our quiz. Loving all that you do. What an eye-opener, and many times you make me laugh. Brought fairy cakes and beer tonight. We've got a renegade in the pews. We've got a renegade in the Starmers tonight. Karen Boo, UK. She's got, fairy cakes. You know why they call them fairy cakes, don't they? It's only fairies ate them. But any amount of beer, Karen Boo, UK, you can bring any amount of beer, so long as you don't upchuck. You'll have to get Sister Mary, who's out in the beer garden trying to... we've got a problem with one of the speakers, so she's out in the garden getting her fingers on somebody's speaker. Just in case, she'll bring a bucket out. You can just, chuck where you are. With that kind of body of the kirk, we don't stand on ceremony much. The altar of truth is, it's the altar of quizzes this evening. 100 questions. I will guarantee you will get at least minimum half of them right, because that's the way it's been created by, the big lad upstairs playing the harp with the wings and the halo. Yeah, I've had a word with him, and he just said... Reverend, you have my permission to do a bank holiday weekend quiz. So here's 100 of the best questions. So I do hope you enjoy it, because it's taken an awful lot of research. So Karen Bull, welcome to the Theatre of the Mind. Welcome to the body of the kirk, so to speak. Stuart says, evening, Adrian. Hope you've had a nice few days off. Looking forward to the quiz tonight. Got some Guinness and Battenberg. Oh, you bunch of tarts, man. You're teasing me. Not just with the Battenberg. Everybody's on about the Guinness tonight. Utter wrong-uns. And what have I got? Can you have hibiscus and Guinness? Just asking for a friend. Oi. Stuart, you've led me astray again, you wrong-un. Andrew James says, welcome to the body of the kirk, Stuart. Andrew James says, a councillor from Poole said the St George flag is intimidating. It's meant to be. What an arse. I'm afraid of a bit of cloth. Oh, really? Oh, right, okay then. You should have seen the Muslims in Jerusalem when Richard the Lionheart nearly starved Saladin out of Jerusalem. You see, that's why the elders from many hundreds and thousands of years ago used to build walls around their city so nobody could get in. The St. George's flag is intimidating. Oh, here, grow a pair of sphericals, you silly tart. That's not Andrew James, obviously, that's the councillor in Poole. I am sure the women find the strangers intimidating around the BCP area. Women have no rights in the UK, and they can't get changed on their own either. No, they've got no sacred spaces, as far as I'm aware. Thank you for that, Andrew. Super Ted says, oh, evening, Rev. Hope the quiz is still on tonight. Love a good quiz, me, like. Super Ted, welcome to the body of the Kirk. We're all in. We're all getting ready. Les Griffiths, oh, glad it's not a music quiz. After 1985, I'm clueless. What happened in 1985, Les? Did you hit your head or something? So, and Les says, oh, I hope there's questions about Ealing Films, British legends. Well, there are some British legends, but don't worry, Les. I will guarantee you will get at least 6 out of 10 every single round. Because I've told you before, I'm not a fan of going out to quizzes and not getting a single question in a round. I mean, it's silly. We do it for the crack, C-R-A-I-C, that's crack. We do it for the Battenberg and we do it for the older wine. We don't do it just to kind of embarrass people. We do it because we're a community and we just get together. Make sure you've got pencils and or pens and or bits of paper. Because I will ask the questions twice, but some of the questions I may move on quickly. That's part of the grift. So I may move on quickly. So yeah, you have to make sure that you're on the ball. If you've got any family members with you, they will enjoy it. For the elders and the youngers, everybody will enjoy it because everybody has an answer at some point to some of the questions because that's how it's been designed. This is kind of a bit unique. So I always want people to enjoy the quizzes. So I try for people to get 6 out of 10 or 7 out of 10 if possible every round. So between 60 and 70 correct answers out of 100. And also all the family can join into this. Maybe I should set up my own quiz channel. It's the quiz of the week. It's someone once said from, which TV channel was it? God, that's a good start, Adrian. Oi, 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 God's nectar, God's nectar. I am. I'm going to read Andrew James's next comment with caution. Andrew James says, yes. But the Kirk goes to Paulton Park in Romsey. Stuart is about tall enough for the Peppa Pig ride, and the Rev pays the Big Mama erection will make TBT blush. To be fair, Andrew, I think the Big Mama erection would make everyone blush, apart from the Big Mama. Les Griffiths, hope that... Oh, well, we've already done them. Les Griffiths. The Richard Thompson from Fairport Convention. I'm sure Richard Thompson's been mentioned before. Anyway. So Les Griffiths says, remember, tonight is a film and TV quiz, a nice break from the stress of politics and skullduggery. Yeah, they're still at it every day. I mean, have you seen Ginger Growler? Have you seen Ginger Growler? It's just the very thing. She's lying back, not her first, let me tell you. She's lying back and she's got some bloke paddling while she's sucking on one. And you just think, lazy mare. Why can't you get a paddle in your own hands? She's there with a floating aid on her. And sucking on one. 3 houses, 800 grand house. How did she get that on 153 grand a year? No idea. Me neither. Les says, remember, tonight is a film. And let's keep on topic and have a laugh. Smash the likes for the governor. Yeah, very kind, Les. Yeah, smash the likes, you're wrong. Sandra Whittam's in. Hi, Adrian. Need cheering up. Has played 4, lost 4. New guy needs to go. He's not got a clue. Sandra, I'm with you. I looked at it yesterday. I'm thinking, oh, Sandra, man. Even Sheffield Wednesday won yesterday. Was it 2-1? I just thought, no, unacceptable. So why did they get rid of the last manager? You're in the playoffs. You nearly made it in the Premiership. And some bozo at the club went, right, I'm in charge. And, yeah. Footy, man. It's just the most painful thing. So I'm feeling your pain, Sandra. I mean, I'm a Sunderland supporter, you know. So I feel your pain, and I do hope they get. I mean, what is this? The players. He's lost the group, the changing room. He's lost the players. 4 games in. No, hang on. You've only played 2, Sandra. No, you haven't. You played more because you started earlier. Yes, apologies. Yeah, get rid of him. Go down and have a word. But you've got my continued support, Sandra. I want you up and into the playoffs. I mean, hopefully Sheffield United, the Blades, will be able to do a Roy Keane. Roy Keane comes in, buff, 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 buff. All the players start performing for him and gets us into the playoffs. What a boy that Roy Keane was. But I wish the Blades well for this season. Thank you to everyone that's. Neil Cunningham's back after watching the footy. Welcome back, young Neil. Louise Hampson, evening all. Yeah, wrong'uns. Welcome, Neil. Welcome, Louise. Welcome to the body of the Kirk. Tom Harney's evening as a wrong'un philosopher once said. Now, this may be chuckle, Tom. Yeah, definite wrong'un. One said, he who has just got back from a charity beer festival must immediately consume Battenberg to regain his equilibrium, or something like that. Don't fall down, Tom. We need you. Or get somebody else to write the answers. Oh, I say, bank holiday weekend beer festival. Oh, wonderful, lovely, lovely, lovely. Getting shitted in the sunshine, said a spokesperson. Well, the bishop didn't. He's already tried to give his bishop's finger to Sister Mary. She was having none of it. Bless her. The ranting Rev, we're nearly there. I see you. I'm not very good at films, but I'm ready. Pen, paper, beer, check. I see you. Welcome to the body of the Kirk. Welcome, Tom. And Des Ashton says, love the smell of Battenberg in the morning. That marzipan smell smells like victory. Oh, God, what was the film again? Des, you tart. What's that? Oh, come on, I can see it. I can see bloody thing. Stop laughing, Les. Des. You see, you've got me now. Oh, I had it on the tip of my tongue there. Bagger, said a spokesperson. Neil Cunningham says, I watched Everton. I would have been more enthralled watching my central heating for 90 minutes. Well, there you go. That's Everton for you. And they bought Jack Grealish. Amalia Grassi, welcome to the body of the Kirk, Amalia. Good to see that you're here and you haven't forgotten. Hello, tomato salad and cold meats. So there. Brilliant, Amalia. Everybody, round to Amalia's. We've got loads of Guinness and beer and Battenberg. So we can have those for dessert. Amalia's giving away French salad, tomato salad and cold meats. Thank you, Amalia. Welcome to the body of the Kirk. And I am ever so pleased. Kind of the final comment before we get into the quiz. I'm ever so pleased because this evening she returneth. The Viv of Darlow returneth to the body of the Kirk. Viv Kenyon, greetings after a while away, but missed you all. And of course, our ranting Rev, ready for our quiz and goss. Viv in Darlow. Viv, we were very worried about you. There was conversations in some of the comments because you just suddenly disappeared. And you know, in today's age, with the madness of the last 5 years, we're thinking, no, Viv of Darlow, please, no. Hope she's well. Hope everything's fine. And there you go. Our prayers and wishes have been answered. So welcome to the body of the Kirk, Viv. We've missed you, and it's good to have you back because we are a community and we don't stand on ceremony here, as you know, Viv. Ghetto defendant. Yes, Andrew, shorts and wiggle at the ready. Oh, I say ghetto defendant. My eyes. Retro video. Evening all. Evening retro video. And Cuban Pete. Grealish had a great game. Thank you, Cuban Pete, for putting me right. Andrew James says of ghetto defendant. Have you got your lucky short trousers on? Yes, Viv. We are so glad that you are here. Thank you. Wiggle, ghetto defendant, bloody hell. Have you been at the falling down juice? Tom Harney's has had enough for the whole church tonight. Welcome back, Viv, says Neil. And Top of 69, been banned, internal error. What? Who's been banned? Young 69. So, if you have your pen and paper together, we have 10 rounds. 10 questions, 10 rounds, 100 questions. So it's the 100 question quiz, and this is how we roll. If you're not here, Oh, I say, ghetto defendant. I'm on the book fast tonight. Oh, I say, those bloody Ouija monks are going to be all over you, ghetto defendant. Seemingly, you know, those monks that kind of pray and cleanliness is next to godliness. Unless you're a Glaswegian monk who came up with the idea of book fast, bookie, it literally just kind of takes your legs from underneath you. That is some drink, book fast. I've had it many a time. Ghetto defendant's probably going to drop out after round 2 because the Buckfast is for big boys and girls and big pants. So if you've only got your little shorts on tonight, Ghetto defender, be careful. They may change colour halfway through the quiz. That has proper made me laugh. So it's kind of 7:30, and I don't know whether I need to leave it for a little while longer because you know some people will sashay in going, "Oh, have I missed anything?" Yeah, 2 rounds of the quiz. You're wrong. So round 1 is going to be iconic British sitcoms or keep calm and carry on. Round 1. So we'll get to that in a moment. Let's just, give them another minute or 2. We've got 100 in. Smash the likes before you come in. I mean, I've bust me buns for you tonight. and even before we start, you're a bloody hard audience. I swear to goodness, the body of the kirk. The parishioners are just looking at me through their beady eyes going, oh, right, okay. How difficult is the quiz going to be tonight then? Yeah, wrong. Not that quick. No, not difficult. If you've watched the telly, you're wrong. Oh, I see you. Ghetto defending, you're going to have to give them an education. Bookfast is what I had to do before the girlfriend's parents got home. I bet. Oh, it's a bit like the British equivalent to Jägermeister. It has a nice warm feeling as it goes down, and then all of a sudden you lose the use of your legs and your feet, and then your mind, and then everything else, and you can't speak. Because Bookie will, it sorts out the adults from the kids. It definitely does. Jackie Glasgow, of course, said, I stayed in a cottage near Buckfast Abbey years ago. Yeah, those Rollins, the bloody monks, man. They're the ones that came up with the, shall we create something and call it Buckfast? When they're fasting, Buckfast, when they're fasting, and take a nip of that just to keep them, a bit lively during the day. Neil Cunningham's got a large spiced rum and coke, probably the size of a bucket, knowing Neil. No rush, Mrs. Sullivan's still in the kitchen. Right, okay, Richard. We'll wait 60 seconds or so. Jean Psychic says, you suit that T-shirt, Adrian. Oh, thank you very much, Jean. You're very kind. It's an old one, but when you have certain things that have been in your wardrobe for ages and you haven't worn them, you just kind of go, ooh, I see you. No, that's not a play on the comments. And I haven't worn it for a long time. Buckfast often features on Rab C. Nesbitt. Rab. That's a reason for it. It literally takes away any semblance of control that your body may have. A bottle of that, you'll lose a week. Napoleon blown apart. I'll stick with me coffee. I don't need to lose my legs. Thanks. Me too, Napoleon. That's why I stay with the biscuits whilst I'm doing this. But Bucky, whoa, Jesus. I mean, the Scots, they love a snifter, a wee dram. They love it. They love it. And that's why when a Scotsman, or Scotswoman for that matter, because bloody hell, the Ouija's are harder drinkers than the men in Scotland. If they go, shall we go out for a live night? Just refuse them. Just refuse them. Refuse them every time, because then 3 days later you're like, what day is it? What's my name? Where do I live? Oh, we'll send you back home now, you weakling, you shandy drinker. English, can't drink. And, honestly, I've been on some very innocuous benders with Scots people, and seemingly they just have hollow legs. I think they breed them north of the border with hollow legs so they can take more alcohol. But boy, is Buckfast entertaining. Andrew can be bought. Oh, I don't know what I said. Live 300, Rev, ditch the hibiscus and have a pint. Oh, all right, and Stuart, I'll have a few if you're offering. What are we 224? So 300's going to be 75 for a week. 10 weeks is 40. 3 months. Yeah, we'll not be far away. We'll have the we'll have the birthday in September, and then yeah, oh yeah. Okay. So I don't know what the guidelines are about getting absolutely shitted live on YouTube. I don't think it's allowed, because obviously I'll traumatize you. But I mean, you've been watching for nearly 225 lives, so can you imagine? That'll keep me going. Right, we've given them an extra 5 minutes. Mephistopheles, I see you. I've got £2.50. Bless you. Put the pint in the mug. Oh, Stuart, do you know there's no flies on you? I'm just merely an innocent abroad. I agree. Half pint mugs. I'll have 10 of them. Can you imagine? I'd be absolutely well. I don't imagine. Last time I got anything like that, one of my friends came on one of these lives a few weeks ago, and there's a thing. It's a technical thing called the Leone wine, and my friend's dad brews this wine, and they warned me before I drank it. This is the Leone wine. It's like nothing you've drank before. I said, "Oh, it's a red, man. How are you?" I've drank Italian, French, Chilean. I love red wine. And they said, right, well, drink it slowly. And I said, oh, here, man. I'm from Sunderland. We drink proper stuff up there. Oi, 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 oi. 2 glasses of that red wine. I was stark bollock naked, running about the street going, I'm buck naked. I'm buck naked. I swear it's the truth, because my mate Gio will corroborate it. And it was only 2 glasses, large-ish. 2 large. I mean, I'd had beers as well, but that Leone wine, Jesus, I'm sure Elon Musk would use it to get his satellites up into orbit, because not only is it rocket fuel, and the neighbours said to the guy whose house it was, my mate Darren, they said to him at the Christmas party, who was the guy running up and down the close shouting, I'm buck naked? He said, oh, he's a nobody. He's a nobody. Just ignore him. I will not touch that Leone wine again. Aidan Wellsmith, under 5 hours to launch for Starship. Tell Elon Musk to use the Leone wine. It'll only take 30 seconds. At least that's what I told the girlfriend. Neil Cunningham, in Sunderland, they binge drink petrol and call it cocktail. That's very good. Very, very good. So welcome to everybody to the Body of the Kirk. Please let us get into the bank holiday quiz, because if I start, we won't get there. So I'm going to start with round 1. So long as you've got a pencil and some paper, I will ask you the question twice every single. Thank you, Kathy. What is that, to buy another bottle of Buckfast or the Leone wine? Do appreciate the support, though. Thank you. Stop laughing at me, running stark bollock naked. You can get arrested for that. I'm not going to tell you where it was. Yeah. Can you imagine? Hello, there's a man running about the street shouting, I'm buck naked, I'm buckfast naked. Honestly, I love a bit of a giggle. So, oi, oi, oi. I'm admitting to nothing other than drinking the wine. That is funny. Andrew James says, I see you. I'll pour you a glass if you play Knock Down Ginger on the deacon's door. Sunderland, up the Mackhams. Thank you, Des. Would you be picked out? Aidan Wellsmith, for what? Or the ID parade? No, I don't think they were looking at me face. Mind you, if I bear me backside, there's every chance. So shall we start on the bank holiday quiz, the 100-question quiz for the theatre of the mind? Soul Rebel says, never go full Hank the Tank Aid. I'll take your very wise advice. Thank you, Soul Rebel. And Beata, good evening, Mr. Allen and all. Would probation ask if he slept with... I know they have a... No, sphericals are not big enough. No, we're going to have a fun time this evening. We're going to do the quiz, the bank holiday quiz. Beata, you should know, after all the things that I've told you, you should be able to work it out by now. Russell Stone, Buckfast, tried it once and once was enough. Was that the bottle, Russell? Or was it just a wee dram, a wee nip? And did it make everything go a bit woozy and you suddenly lost the use of your legs? Aidan Wellsmith, 3, 2, 1. Round 1, bank holiday quiz, theatre of the mind, live number 224. So, round one, iconic British sitcoms. Keep calm and carry on. So we're going to start off with a few easy ones. And if you don't get these right, well, there's no hope for you. You're going to have to go around with a collection tray and get all the monies in. And then you'll have to go around with something alcoholic just to keep everybody from laughing. So question one, round one. In Only Fools and Horses, what is the surname of Del Boy, Rodney, and Uncle Albert? And do not put the answers in the comments. Darren, you're just in as I asked question one. So you can, I'm on water, perforated also stomach and bowel. Oh, Albert Metcalf. So Paulie, stop it. You're wrong. I don't want answers putting in the comments at all under any. So anybody that puts the answers, I'm going to put you in a timeout, which means you won't be able to take part in the quiz. Simple as that. Please respect the rules. Please respect the quizmaster. Eyes down for a full house, says Ray Norton. So question one, in Only Fools and Horses, what is the surname of Del Boy, Rodney, and Uncle Albert? No more answers, please. Gene Psychic never watched it. Oh, it's a national treasure. Question two, which hotel does Basil Fawlty run? Oh, it's just the right temperature, Goldilocks. Question two, which hotel does Basil Fawlty run? Question three, the IT Crowd. Thank you, Darren. Really appreciate it. Thank you for your support. Question three, in the IT Crowd, what is the first line of the IT department's standard greeting? Hello, IT, have you tried... ... In the IT Crowd, IT Crowd, what is the first line of the IT department's standard greeting? Hello, IT, have you tried... ... Okay. I see you. He's full of confidence, full of chutzpah this evening. 3 out of 3, seemingly. See if you get this one. Gavin and Stacey, question 4, is set primarily in which 2 countries? Gavin and Stacey is set primarily in which 2 countries? And at the end of the 10 questions, I will do a recap for you. Question 5. I'm sounding like, was it Tony Green in Bullseye? In one. Question 5. In Absolutely Fabulous, what is the primary food group in Edina's diet? What? The IT Crowd. I am saying that hopefully you'll get 6 or 7 out of 10 every round. Question 5. In Absolutely Fabulous, or AbFab, what is the primary food group in Edina's diet? So, question 6. Which department store is the setting for the BBC's Are You Being Saved? Which department store is the setting for the BBC's Are You Being Served? Raymond Moore says, I saw my TV out over 20 years ago, so I've got no chance. You'll get some of the film ones, definitely. But round 1 is easy-ish. I'm hoping you might get 8 or 9 out of 10. Question 6, which department store is the setting for the BBC's Are You Being Served? Don't worry, Jackie. So one person's already been timed out. so they're not going to be able to comment. So anybody that puts any answers into the comments, you'll get timed out. So you won't be able to take part. Jane Psychic knows that one. Brilliant. Question 7. Which actor plays David Brent in The Office, the UK version? Which actor plays David Brent in The Office, the UK version? And question 8. What is the name of the main character in Blackadder Goes Forth? Yeah, but it's not half as fun, Terry. What is the main... Sorry, apologies. What is the name of the main character in Blackadder Goes Forth? Question 9. Which Yorkshire village is the setting for Last of the Summer Wine? Question 9. Which Yorkshire village is the setting for Last of the Summer Wine? And... well, 8 so far. I see you. You might get this one, though. What are the first names? Question 10. What are the first names of the 2 main characters in Steptoe and Son? Now, all the questions I've asked this evening, I will ask that one again in a second, they're all national treasures. So what are the first names of the 2 main characters in Steptoe and Son? So here's a recap of the 10, and then I'm going to ask you... yes, once I've given you all the answers, you can talk about the answers for a particular round as much as you want. But I just don't want... I want everybody to kind of, you know, integrity is everything, truth and integrity. So Les Griffiths thinks he got 7. So I'll ask you the questions again, then I'll ask to see how many you think you got, and then we'll do the answers. Round 1, iconic British sitcoms. Keep calm and carry on. 1. In Only Fools and Horses, what is the surname of Del Boy, Rodney, and Uncle Albert? Easy for me to say. I haven't had any alcohol yet. Which hotel does Basil Fawlty run? Is question number 2. Which hotel does Basil Fawlty run? Question 3, the IT crowd. What is the first line of the IT department's standard greeting? Hello, IT. Have you tried... ... What? Question 4, Gavin and Stacey is set primarily in which 2 countries? 5, in Absolutely Fabulous, what is the primary food group in Adina's diet? 6, which department store is the setting for the BBC's Are You Being Served? 7, which actor played David Brent in The Office, the UK version? Question 8, what is the name of the main character in Blackadder Goes Forth? And that's a trick question. 9, which Yorkshire village is the setting for Last of the Summer Wine? And 10, what are the first names of the 2 main characters in Steptoe and Son? So, comment away. Just tell me, how many do you think you got? How many out of 10 for round 1 do you think you got? Gene Psychic says 5 out of 10, I think. I see you. I got the IT crowd quick. Tom's Tales, 9, I think. It's all right, Stuart. Thank you. Blackadder tripped me. Oh, Paulie Galtieri. Google again. Paulie. Yeah, wrong. Chatty Glasgow, 44.5. Paul Morton, 8. Stephen Hall, 7. Matthew Whedon, 8. Stuart's got 8. Amalia, 4, but Amalia's having dinner. Raymond Moore, 6. Tom Harney's a possible 8. Retro Video. Bad Wolf Project, waiting for the round on beer. More beer. I think there's far too much beer in the body of the Kirk this evening, but you know, it's your bank holiday weekend. So Sandra and Top of 69 have got 8, possibly Des Ashton 9, Darren's Donnelly 6, Nick 6.5. Hang on, Nick. Who said one of the answers was half a point? You're wrong. Pete Conway's trying his best. Peter Conway 2, Russell Stone 7 with fingers crossed. Thank you, Nikki. Thank you, Richard, and thank you, Andrew James. They're all 6, 7, 8s. You keep going, Amalia. I'm sure you're going to do well in some of the other rounds. So, eyes down. Here's the answers. So, the answer to question 1. What's the surname of Del Boy, Rodney, and Uncle Albert? Trotter. Question 2. Which hotel does Basil Fawlty run? Dead easy. Fawlty Towers, or, well, just Fawlty Towers. That was the hotel. The IT crowd, hello, their standard greeting was, hello, IT, have you tried turning it off and on again? Standard. But hopefully some people got it. Is it not half a point for the Steptoes' first names? Ooh, Laird Wookfit. I tend to agree with that. Okay, you can have a half a point for one name for the first names of Steptoe and Son. 4. Gavin and Stacey said primarily in which two countries. Some people were saying Barry Island. Oh, yes. And Essex. Well, Barry Island technically is in Wales. So England and Wales, specifically Essex and Barry Island. But I will take England and Wales. The in Absolutely Fabulous, what is the primary food group in Adina's diet? Liquid lunches, anyone? Bollinger champagne. Well, it's basically a smoothie, so she says. So the food group was Alta wine. Bollinger champagne. Is it Bollinger or Bollinger? I would be very surprised if anybody got this wrong. Which department store is the setting for the BBC's Are You Being Served? It was the Grace Brothers. Which actor plays David Brent? Question 7. In The Office, the UK version, of course, it was Ricky Gervais. This might trip you up. What is the name of the main character in Blackadder Goes Forth? What I'm looking for is Christian and surname, not the surname. Yeah, Robin. It was Edmund Blackadder. That'll do. Don't need any more. Don't need any less. Are you free? I am, Fred. Always. Question 9. Which Yorkshire village is the setting for Last of the Summer Wine? Might have been tricky, but it was Holmfirth. Not so easy to say either. Holmfirth. Holm Firth with an I. And if you're after the first names of the two main characters in Steptoe and Son, it is Harold and Albert. Albert. So, yeah, Jackie, you can have half of that. I mean, such a tough audience, and I can't. I'm compassionate, Jackie. I'm compassionate. I've been there, says Gene Psychic. Terry Wookfit, the lad Wookfit got 10. Johnny Big Bollocks. But look, when I was putting this quiz up, I knew that people like Terry and hopefully you would get quite a good score. Because it's absolutely pointless doing I only got 1. It just drains the joy out of your veins. So I'm glad that some people have got... Tom Harney's got 9 out of 10. Laird Wookfit got 10. I See You, I think, got 9 out of 10. Oh, fabulous. Napoleon Blown Apart. There's now crap about 5. Not at all. I'm sure there will be... Steve Barnes got 8 out of 10. Nice one, Steve. So round 2 is going to be Hollywood blockbusters. Some of these are a little bit more... is there a sport round? Crap on sports, says Terry. No, films and telly, man, Terry. Super Ted, my first name is Edmund. Is it really? Eddie, the Super Ted. 9, nice. Richard Sullivan got 8. Loving them all. So round 2, Hollywood blockbusters, mainly from the 80s. I've made some easy, but let's see how you go with this. Some people might get 10, some people might get 2 or 3 or 4. But round 2 is Hollywood blockbusters, and question 1 is this. What is the name of the fictional California high school in Back to the Future? Again, a great film that Fred Barker, 3 of the shows I never watched. But still a good stab though, Fred. Thank you for taking part. Ian McGee, 7 out of 10. Lovely Lamb Lunch says, I love a quiz. Fantastic. I see you, 0. But Back to the Future is a very popular. There's going to be a few Back to the Future questions in this particular round. I mean, it's even a stage show. So what's the name of the fictional California high school in Back to the Future? Yeah, Stuart says Napoleon Blown Apart. 5 is very good. Unless you've been to a charity beer festival and you can't quite see the screen. Question 2. What is the name of the toy cowboy in Toy Story? What is the name of the toy cowboy in Toy Story? Oi, 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 that is spectacular tonight. It's aged well, has the hibiscus. I see you, says. I wasn't on this planet in the 80s. Well, you might have it on DVD, I see you. Question 3. What type of car is the time-travelling DeLorean in Back to the Future? Don't say DeLorean, because that's the wrong answer. What type of car is the time-travelling DeLorean in Back to the Future? That's funny, Jackie. It must be all the auto wine. Or you're having a hypo from the sugars in the Battenberg. Terry Wookford said, had a friend who looked exactly like the cowboys in Toy Story. Guess what we called him? Lionel Layton, I've got 10, but it's to do with me age. Now, I'm not going to get anything right. Oh, of course. I have one, says Napoleon Bonaparte. I hope the wife's very happy about that, Napoleon Bonaparte. So, question 4. I'll have what she's having is a famous line from which 1989 romantic comedy? And seemingly, it was Meg Ryan's mother. Really? Proper mother. I'll have what she's having is a famous line from which 1989 romantic comedy? Jackie Glasgow's just worked out number 2. Stiff question. I think Led Wookford's just spat his coffee all over the screen. Question 5. Who directed the 1982 films E.T. the Extraterrestrial and Poltergeist? I remember seeing that in the cinema. Not E.T. And hands up. Who cried at E.T.? Moi? Question 5. Who directed the 1982 films E.T. the Extraterrestrial and Poltergeist? I didn't realise he directed Poltergeist, but I got it from E.T. Lovely lamb lunch, Michael Winner. He's dead now, you know. Stiff. That's what he would have wanted. 6. Which actor played Jack Dawson in Titanic? Mephistopheles, I laughed. You're terrible. We're both going to hell, Mephistopheles. Seemingly that's where the best parties go. That's where they hold the best parties, according to Diddy, who did. It's question 7. So question 6, which actor played Jack Dawson in Titanic? Question 7, in Raiders of the Lost Ark, what does Indiana Jones hate? Jimmy Greaves. Gene Cycle. What wow now? Captain Birdseye. Oh, I love Captain Birdseye. Honestly. Comfort food? Fish finger sandwiches. Oi, 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 oi. Not very posh at all. It's very council estate. But, and can I hold my hand up? I had, in years and years and years, I found somewhere while we were away for the last couple of days that did tomato crisps. Do you know, posh restaurants, they should start doing crisp sandwiches. I had tomato crisp sandwiches while I was away. Joyous. Simply joyous. Question 7. In Raiders of the Lost Ark, what does Indiana Jones hate? Question 8. Which actor played the roles of Jack Trainer in Working Girl and Sam Wheat in Ghost? It's not that difficult. Which actor played the roles of Jack Trainer in Working Girl and Sam Wheat in Ghost? I'll give you a clue if you're struggling with that one, and just a little... Beach has made me cry. That's why I didn't get it. Adrian owes me one. I see you. My dad used to love fish finger sandwiches in his non-diabetic days. Stuart, I'll still eat them now. I don't care. Got fish finger sandwiches. Oi, 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 oi. It was in Ciabatta though. It wasn't. It was too posh. It was quite a posh restaurant. But look, if they're making fish finger sandwiches, I'm at the front of the queue. Question 9. What kind of creature is Shrek? And no, the answer is not green. So what kind of creature is Shrek? Oh, Jackie Glasgow. No clues. I'm getting them now on a roll. Oh, chip butties. Oh, stop it, the old Bovril. Oi, 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 oi. Nothing better. Do you know the royal family and that kind of level? They don't ever have sandwiches. No, 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 no. They're not bread eaters. Bloody hell. I could eat it for days. Oh, especially warm, warm, warm French baguette. Oi, 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 oi. With freshly melted French cheese. Viv Kenyon, I had fish fingers in wraps tonight. Oh, Viv, you're just utterly wrong on many levels. Chip butties in the Midlands, I recall, Stephen Hall. Yeah. Shark was a lefties, eh? The Working Girl and Ghost is two actors, right? No, same one. Which actor, singular, played the roles of Jack Trainer in Working Girl and Sam Wheat in Ghost? Jack Trainer was the character name in Working Girl and Sam Wheat was the character name in Ghost. Which actor played those two? Question 9, what kind of creature is Shrek? And question 10, what is the name of the pirate captain in Pirates of the Caribbean? Simon Clarkson, welcome to the body of the Kirk. Simon, you've missed nearly 2 rounds of the bank holiday quiz. But you can take part from here on in. You don't have to win or anything. Mephistopheles, banana butties. What are you doing, Mephistopheles? No, banana custard. Now you're talking. It's I went to a kind of a barbecue a couple of weeks ago, and somebody from he was he South African or he was foreign, and he did banana custard and said, oh, we used to eat this all the time. Simple pleasures, simple pleasures. Jackie Glasgow says, I think I've got 8. Les Griffiths, 9, I hope. Mephistopheles, detention. What, me and you both. Shrek, 5, has been delayed, apparently. Shrek, has it, Stuart? That's very interesting. It's a money maker. So there are your 10 questions. I'll go through them, but you can tell me, how many do you think you've got? I'm going to go through the questions again. 10 with a little help from our lass. Super Ted, brilliant. I see you. 4. Or Orchidia, 2, maybe 3. Tom's Tales, 8 or 9. Wonderful. Raymond Moore, 8. Matthew Whedon, 4. Stuart's 9 out of 10. Viv from Diallo, 6. I say Peter Conway, 10. Hello, Gene Psychic. No, I'm not going to say that. 8. I think I'm making up for the last round, says Darren. So everybody's kind of averaging 6, 7. Jane Psychic, Nick, Sandra Whittam, Steve Barnes, Russell Stone, Tom Harneys. 7. The beer's kicking in. Oops. Just sit down and it'll fade. It'll go away eventually, depending on how quickly your body processes it all. Tom. Louise Hampson, 8. I say, Les Griffiths. That's rather funny. Don't know whether that was a funny or whether to the person that texted me, if I need to see that, because I didn't. If it was a funny, just leave it. If it was important, then send the text again if you could, please. So the 10 questions are: 1, what's the name of the fictional California high school in Back to the Future? 2, what is the name of the toy cowboy in Toy Story? 3, what type of car? Oh, I say. Bit of contention about question 8. So long as you get Sam Wheat in Ghost, I couldn't make it any easier. So question 2, what is the name of the toy cowboy in Toy Story? 3, what type of car is the time traveling DeLorean in Back to the Future? Yes, it was a DeLorean, but I'm looking for the model. I'll have what she's having is a famous line from the 1989 romantic comedy. Which one? Question 5, who directed films E.T., The Extraterrestrial and Poltergeist? 6, which actor played Jack Dawson in Titanic? 7, in Raiders of the Lost Ark, what does Indiana Jones hate? Question 8, we'll take which actor played Sam Wheat in Ghost? 9, what kind of creature is Shrek? And 10, what is the name of the pirate captain in Pirates of the Caribbean? Eyes down. Here we go. Here's the answers. Question 1. What's the name of the fictional California high school in Back to the Future? It is Hill Valley High School. Question 2. What's the name of the toy cowboy in Toy Story? My gob's not working. Woody. Question 3. What type of car is the time-traveling DeLorean in Back to the Future? It was a DMC-12. So yes, it was a DeLorean, but what type of DeLorean? It was a DMC-12. Everybody should know this. Question 4. I'll have what she's having is a famous line from which 1989 romantic comedy? It obviously was When Harry Met Sally. And he didn't, eventually. 5. Who directed the 1982 film E.T. the Extraterrestrial and Poltergeist? It was Steven Spielberg. Although I do have my doubts about Poltergeist. But he definitely directed E.T. Everybody cried. Question 6. Which actor played Jack Dawson in Titanic? It was Leonardo DiCaprio. Question 7. In Raiders of the Lost Ark, what does Indiana Jones hate? Snakes. Question 8. Which actor played the role of Sam Wheat in Ghost? I'll try to make it as easy as possible. Patrick Swayze. Right, okay. Thank you, Terry. So, Spielberg wrote Poltergeist. Tobe Hooper directed it. So, but I was trying to make it easy with E.T. Question 9. What kind of creature is Shrek? It's very simple. He is an ogre. A very green one, but an ogre all the same. That was the answer that I was looking for. Yeah, that's what I was looking for, Terry. That's why I changed it to Sam Wheat in Ghost. Because, again, I wanted to make it easy. And final question, question 10. What's the name of the pirate captain in Pirates of the Caribbean? Jack Sparrow. So, tell me, how many did you get that round? Was it a little bit more challenging before we get to round 3? How did you do? Oh, wow, Ray Moore. Great bit of information. And Spielberg hated E.T. and wished he'd never made it. Wow. Super Ted, I put DMC. Do I still get a point? Yeah, okay. Super Ted, you can have a point there. Peter Conway. 9 wrong, 1 right. It's all about taking part. Ian McGee got 9 out of 10. Theo Bovril struggling with that particular round, but Tom's Tails and I think it was Vivian Darlow got... Viv Kenyon got 7. Louis Sampson got 8. Terry Wookfit 9. Les Griffiths 8. So we're getting... Stuart got 9 out of 10. Well done, Stuart. Nick 6. Tucker 69 6. Sandra Whittam 7. Amalia Dark Horse coming up on the rails 6 out of 10. Andrew James 7. Nicky Watson 5 and Mephistopheles 8. Terry Wookford 10 then, if DMC is acceptable. Yeah, all right. I'm being compassionate this evening because it is a bank holiday weekend. Fred Barker and Mr. Average. Now, not wrong with Average, Fred. Come on. Des Ashton 8. Defo and Stand Down. What, Darren? Fred Barker got 5. Not wrong with that. Lionel Layton unrehearsed 4 and Ian McGee 9. So it's a broad Kirk. We can do whatever the hell we want with a quiz. So should we go to round 3? Thank you to everyone that's. Yeah, Stuart says thanks for throwing in a Toy Story question. My favourite franchise of all time. And mine too. Have a guess who I went to the cinema to see Toy Story 2? Evidently, he's not seen me since he was 19. Round 3. Very famous United Kingdom Great British game shows. Raymond Moore, he said he was in a bad place personally when making E.T. and that's why. Was he going through a divorce or something? Wow. Can you imagine Harrison Ford dancing? In Ghost. So, round 3, very famous United Kingdom Great British game shows. Question 1, eyes down, give your letter a lick, and then we'll crack on with 10 questions. Question 1. Who presents? Sorry, who presented? Don't know why I put. Oh, it must have been bloody autocorrect because I definitely put presented. Who presented the Generation Game and Strictly Come Dancing? Mephistopheles can't beat a bit of bully. Question 1, who said Jim will fix it, Pauling out the area, you're wrong. Who presented the Generation Game and Strictly Come Dancing? Fairly easy one to ease you in. Question 2, which game show involves answering questions to win a fortune with help from Phone a Friend? Ray Norton. 3 seconds, run around now. Oh, they should bring that back. Mike Reid's not around anymore, but God, did I love that. Now. Which game show involves answering questions to win a fortune with help from a Phone a Friend? Question. Yeah, Stuart says, have a look at what you could have won was harsh when they didn't get 101 or more, and especially if they won a speedboat and lived in Birmingham. Question 3. What is the name of the quiz show where contestants try to guess the top answers from a survey? Just think about it. It'll come to you. Question 3. What is the name of the quiz show where contestants try to guess the top answers from a survey? Mephistopheles. Can I have an E, please, Bob? It'll make the quiz go quicker, Mephistopheles. Question 4. Which show sees celebrities try to survive in a jungle? It's kind of a game show, but loosely. Which show, question 4, sees celebrities try to survive in a jungle? Andrew James, you're utter wrong, and that is funny though. Question 5, which game show features a giant rotating wheel? Question 5, which game show features a giant rotating wheel? Question 6. Yeah, exactly. The jungle in a Welsh castle. Oh, The Running Man. What a film that was. Question 6. Who was the original host of Countdown? Question 6. Who was the original host of Countdown? Question 7. Which show involves answering questions whilst running through a giant obstacle course? I think, for me, that's the toughest question of the round. So if you get that, I think you'd be all right. Question 7. Which show involves answering questions whilst running through a giant obstacle course? Question 8. What is the name of the original host of the Crystal Maze? Love that. Why did they take that off the telly? I loved that. It was fantastic. And question 9, Princess Anne, you're wrong. Jackie Glasgow, I'll ask that again. What is the name of the original host of the Crystal Maze? It's kind of an 80s TV thing if you've not watched it before. Question 9, which baking competition is hosted by Paul Hollywood and Prue Leith? Which baking competition is hosted by Paul Hollywood and Prue Leith? Easy, easy, easy. And question 10, another one, dead easy. Which show featured the catchphrase, "You are the weakest link. Goodbye"? Oh, if only I could tell you my stories. Gig. And I mean that most sincerely, folks. I'm sure he did. So, 10 questions. I'll ask them again. You can tell me how you think you've done. Yeah, exactly. I've still yet to see it. The Battenberg edition. Ray Norton says it's called crystal meth now. Brilliant. So round 3, very famous UK or GB game shows. How many do you think you've done? Well, Des Ashton 10, Ray Moore 9, Louise Hampson 9, Orchidia maybe 7 or 8, Tocker 69 10, Sandra Whitlam 8. Well done, Sandra. I see you 7. Jane Psychic was hoping for a Bob Monkhouse. Bob Monkhouse? No. Viv Kenyon 9, Fred Barker 10, Nick 8, Amalia 5, Mephistopheles 5, Andrew James 10 out of 10. Well, I think you're getting. You've definitely got your derrieres in the Starmers. 8 or 9. Fog might be lifting, says Tom Harneys. Ray Norton 9, Stuart 10. Right, here's the scores on the doors. Jackie Gadsky may have 9. Terry Wookfit 9, maybe 10. So. Round 3, very famous UK game shows. 1, who presented Generation Game and Strictly Come Dancing? Of course, it was the governor, Bruce Forsyth, whose widow has been in the papers a lot this last week or so. Obviously, they're trying to promote Strictly Come Dancing, coming in at Q4 of the TV year. Question 2, which game show involves answering questions to win a fortune with help from Phone a Friend? Yeah, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Question 3, what is the name of the quiz show where contestants try to guess the top answers from a survey? Mr. Babbage, our survey says, Family Fortunes. Or if you're in America, I will accept Family Feud, because that was in America. It was Family Feud first. But Family Fortunes. Question 4, which show sees celebrities try to survive in a jungle? The answer is, I'm a celebrity, get me bloody out of here. Question 5, which game show features a giant rotating wheel? It was Wheel of Fortune. And question 6, who was the original host of Countdown? Of course, it was Richard Whiteley. And in a reference to one of the other questions, Anne Robinson and others have presented it. Question 7, difficult one I thought. Which show involves answering questions whilst running through a giant obstacle course? The right answer is Total Wipeout. Question 8, what is the name of the original host of the Crystal Maze? It was... hang on a second. Gone too far. Richard O'Brien. Question 9, easy one for you. Yeah, Richard Whiteley was... technically, what's her face? Carol Vorderman didn't present it. She was the numbers girl. Question 9, which baking competition is hosted by Paul Hollywood and Prue Leith? Oh, yeah, man, it's the Great British Bake Off and you soggy bottoms. Question 10, which show features the catchphrase, you are the weakest link, goodbye? The weakest link? Anne Robinson. So, how many did you get? Twice nightly Whiteley, what a boy. Sure, it must have been something he put in his tea. The wheel one could also be Michael McIntyre's The Wheel. Terry Wookfit, Laird Wookfit. I would not, in a month of Sundays, have anything to do with Michael McIntyre on any of my quizzes or my lives. It's just a personal opinion. I was looking for Wheel of Fortune, but I'm being compassionate because it's a bank holiday weekend. If you've got The Wheel, Michael McIntyre's The Wheel, you can have the point. Darren Donnelly, nice, 9. That's why I only got 9. Never heard of Total Wipeout. Sorry, Raymond Moore. Jane Psychic, 7 out of 10. Stuart's got 10. Nick 5. Napoleon Blown Apart. Frickin' 9. Finally. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. I think Napoleon Blown Apart must be sobering up or getting a little help with from the wife. 1 from the top and 6 from the bottom, please, Carol. Yeah, I'll have a sponge finger, Carol, if you don't mind. Steve Barnes, 6. I got 9. Mrs. got 10. For fuck's sake, that's top of 59. Oh, now, Ray Norton thought you would have Barrymore strike it, ducky. Let's all go swim in Barrymore's pool. Did he? I didn't watch that one. 28 so far, says Super Ted, out of 30. That's very, very good, Super Ted. Terry Wookfit, I know it was Wheel of Fortune, just pointing out McIntyre had the wheel as well. You have a point, Terry. I'm sure you got the... Beata's got 8. Very good, Beata. Thank you very much. 10 in the first round, 8 in the second round, 9 in the third. Even Stephen, way to go. Russell Stone, I put play your cards right for number 3. Oh, hang on. our survey said, ooh, now they did, didn't they? Yeah, all right, then even Russell Stone, you got 6. You can have that. Technically, you are right if you've put play your cards right. Sandra Whittam, 8.5. Got Richard for Christ-like Maze. Mephistopheles, Teacher's Pet. Nicky Watson, 17 out of 30. Must do better. That's all in the taking part, being part of the community. So that's round 3, round 4. Some of these might trip you up. That's how they've been designed. But Napoleon blown apart. Shush. I see you. This is good. So, round 4, iconic film characters. What is the name? Question 1. What is the name of the secret agent known as 007? I've just seen Stuart. Yeah, utter wrong. Question 2. What is the name of the character? And I'll accept 2 words. But not, well, yeah, okay. The name that we know them by. What is the name of the character who lives in a blue box and travels through time? Question 3. What is the name of the archaeologist who hates snakes and wears a fedora? Come on, man, I've given the answer previously in one of the rounds. What is the name of the archaeologist who hates snakes and wears a fedora? Question 4. Wonder if you'll get this one. What is the name of the shark in Jaws? Because it has a name. Question 5. Who is the main character in the Rocky films? I want the character name, not the actor name. Because I know what you'll do. You'll just give me the actor's name and go, well, got right. So I'm looking for who is the main character in the Rocky films? Question 6. Honestly, what was I thinking? Question 6. What is the name of the friendly alien in the film E.T.? Not sure I'm going to take E.T. So give me the name of the friendly alien. Phone home. There was actually, I remember, songs that just sampled. Phone home. Hands up. I cried. 7. Who is the superhero known as the Dark Knight? Question 7. Who is the superhero known as the Dark Knight? It's Milliband, says Griffiths. And question 8. What is the name of the spy played by Tom Cruise in the Mission Impossible films? What is the name of the spy played by Tom Cruise in the Mission Impossible films? Starmer, says Stuart. Question 9. What is the name of the character played by Arnold Schwarzenegger in The Terminator? What's the name of the character played by Arnold Schwarzenegger in The Terminator? Question 9. What have I done? And I'm going to throw this away because I've already done it in one of the other rounds. Who is the pirate captain in Pirates of the Caribbean? Question 10. Who is the pirate captain in Pirates of the Caribbean? But be careful. I want their full name. So the 10 questions, iconic film characters, round 4. Tell me how many you got, or how many you think you've got. Some of them were quite easy, some of them weren't so. We're now into round 4, almost halfway through. Gene Psychic 8, Viv Indalo 6, Napoleon blown apart. The wife says we have 8. The old Bovril, no. I mean, you didn't even get the name of the secret agent known as 007. Marley Grassy 4, Ray Moore was positive I'd wipe the board in this round, only got 7. Des Ashton 8, Matthew Whedon 6, Tom Tail 7, Sandra Whittam 8.5, Louise Hampson 7, Nikki Watson 5 again, Mephistopheles 9, Stuart 9. The Jaws question stumped me. So we'll get into this. Thank you, Albert Medcalf, Steve Barnes, Darren Donnelly all got 5. Russell Stone 7 again. Tom Harney says it's gone foggy again. I'm feeling your pain, Tom. Yes, we've all been there. So, iconic film characters. 10 questions. How many did you get? Question 1. What is the name of the secret agent known as 007? James Bond? Question 2. What is the name of the character who lives in a blue box and travels through time? Hang on, let me just check that. No. If you have it, Terry. So question 2, what is the name of the character who lives in a blue box and travels through time? It's the time-travelling Doctor Who. I will take the Doctor, but Doctor Who. KLF, what a tune that was. Question 3, what is the name of the archaeologist who hates snakes and wears a fedora? Indiana Jones. Gave you a hint a little earlier. Hates snakes. Which archaeologist hates snakes and wears a fedora? Indy. So, this might have got a lot of people. What is the name of the shark in Jaws? It's actually called Bruce, according to my sources. Des Ashton, Syed, how are we? I put Cutty. Ooh, can we have a P, please? And didn't get this. It was a tough question, but if you knew it, you knew it. If you didn't, you were going to struggle. So, question 4: what was the name of the shark in Jaws? Bruce. Wow, Nicky Watson got it. Well done, Nicky. I didn't get that, and I've seen Jaws loads of times. Next time, you're going to need a bigger boat, Stuart. Jackie Glasgow, I said, great shark. Well, great white. No, I was looking for the name. Name. Question 5. Who was the main character in the Rocky films? Rocky wasn't enough. Viv Kenyon, I put Finn. Napoleon Bonaparte, ELO, don't bring me down. Bruce. So question 5. Who was the main character in the Rocky films? Rocky Balboa. What a tune that was. 6. What is the name of the friendly alien in E.T.? Now, if I was a hard taskmaster, I would say I'm not taking E.T., but I will take extraterrestrial. You might not have been able to spell. To fill the van. You can't say great and white in the same sentence. It's racist. Bruce. Robert Rocky Balboa. Oh, I say, let work for it. Bob to his mates. Yeah, Stuart, you can take that one. Extra try. Oh, look, if you put ET down, I'm not going to say it was a trick question. If you put ET down, you can have it. But I preferred, no, you can have half. You can have half for ET. Extraterrestrial is what I was looking for. Question 7, who's the superhero known as the Dark Knight? Batman. I preferred the 60s TV series to any of the films because it was just camp and loud and wonderful, and some of the characters, some of the actors they had playing the Gotham City characters were just fantastic. Was it the 70s or the 60s? Difficult one, question 8. So, who was the superhero known as the Dark Knight? Batman. Question 8. What is the name of the spy played by Tom Cruise in the Mission Impossible films? Wonder if you got that. Mephistopheles, not David Lammy. Batman, Plate and Mugs. Yeah. Adam West. He was some boy. Seemingly he went to the... well, they're both dead now, aren't they? Yeah, Robin and Batman. They used to go to the Playboy Mansion, and the girls loved them, seemingly. Kapow! I thought The Dark Knight was so steady, Les. 60s. Jackie Glasgow. Is it Ethan Hawke? It certainly is, Jackie. So the name of the spy played by Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible films is Ethan... Oh, no. Ethan Hunt. Sorry, not Hawke. Apologies. You can have half a point for that one, Jackie. Ethan Hunt. Hello, his brother, Mike. 9. What's the name of the character played by Arnold Schwarzenegger in The Terminator? If you got The Terminator, yeah, wrong, you can have half a point. But you're only going to get a full point if you say the T-800. Oh yeah, crouching along whilst thinking they were climbing a wall. But I was only a little kid. I mean, barely out of my nappies, and I used to think, wow, they're walking up the side of a building. In all innocence. And finally, now, who is the pirate captain in Pirates of the Caribbean? The first word has to be captain, because that's his name. Or his rank, rather. Who is the pirate captain of the Pirates of the Caribbean? It was a trick question. I wanted Captain Jack Sparrow. You can have half a point if you only got Jack Sparrow. Yeah, wrong. Yeah, Burt Ward was a boy. From the stories I've heard, he was a proper boy. He loved the Playboy models. Captain Jack. No, I need the Sparrow. The wife was wrong. 7.5. You'll start a war here. Gene Psychic got 7 out of 10. Jackie Glasgow 5.5. Stuart, Captain Jack Sparrow. Yeah, you can have that one. Amalia Grassi 6.5 out of 10 then. Not bad, Amalia. Ian McGee 9 out of 10. Same with Andrew James 6.5. Viv Indalo 6.5. Stephen Hall 7. Even Stephen 9. The U Bovril, improving the U Bovril. Well done. And, Super Ted, another 10. Happy days. In the Terminator, it's T-800 in 1. T-850 in 3. I was looking for T-800. The Terminator film. Hang on. I said Arnold Schwarzenegger in The Terminator. So it's the original film, 800. Right, we'll do that. Peter Conway, Pugwash. Rachel Reeves, she's a pirate. With a massive black hole, seemingly. Careful when you're doing gags, Adrian. Oh, the Wookfit led. Wookfit only got 9. Slipping. Matthew Whedon, 6. Orchidia, have to go. I'm in work at 5 a.m. Well, you can finish the quiz off in work if you get the chance, Orchidia, but thanks for being here. Right. Round 5. This time it's British crime dramas. I was thinking we're halfway through. Let's see if we can sort the men and the women from the kids, the boys and the girls. So, are you ready? Eyes down. Round 5, British crime dramas. What is the name of the detective inspector played by John Nettles in the long-running series set in Jersey? What? Oh, wow. What is the name of the detective inspector played by John Nettles in the long-running series set in in Jersey? Andrew James, 9 out of 10 already. Nicky Watson, I'm out of this one. Well, you never know. Round 5. Sorry. Question 2. I'm losing my mind. Which city is the setting for the series Life on Mars and Ashes to Ashes? Phil Levan, we'll just hold that for 30 seconds. Jill Gascoigne, A Gentle Touch. Thank you, Phil Levan. I'll get on with the quiz now. Question 2. Which city is the setting for the series Life on Mars and Ashes to Ashes? Question 3. What is the nickname for the Criminal Records Department where D.S. Cartwright works in Ashes to ashes. No, not Luton. Question 3. What is the nickname for the Criminal Records Department where D.S. Cartwright works in Ashes to Ashes? I think this is possibly the toughest question of the night. Which author's novels feature the character Detective Inspector Vera Stanhope? Now, I'm emphasising the wrong syllables. It's Stanhope in the northeast. There is a place called that. It's Stan, first word, meaning land, and Hope. So, question 4. Which author's novels feature the character Detective Inspector Vera Stanhope? Question 5. Which detective drives a red Jaguar and loves real ale? Which detective drives a red Jaguar and loves real ale? While I'm asking, if you could smash the likes, let's get them over 100 this week, or certainly on the quiz tonight. If you could, I really would appreciate it. Question 5 was, which detective drives a red Jaguar and loves real ale? Very good. Very good, Terry. Question 6. Which real-life British city is the fictional Midsummer county near? Which real-life British city is the fictional Midsummer county near? Another one. I think this round is sorting everybody out. Question 7. What is the name of the submarine-based detective in the series Vigil? Question 7. What is the name of the submarine-based detective in the series Vigil? Question 8. Which actor played the role of Prime Minister Adam Lang in the political thriller The Ghostwriter? I think you might be surprised. If you know it, you know it, but I think you might be surprised. Question 8. Which actor played the role of Prime Minister Adam Lang in the political thriller The Ghostwriter? Andrew James. Ringo Starr? Probably. Nick says, ooh, they've got a bit tough now. 2 more to go. Question 9. In line of duty, what is the acronym for the Anti-Corruption Unit? Tough round this. If you've got 1 or 2, I think you've done really well. 10. What is the surname of the father and son detective duo in Broadchurch, which is fairly recent compared to some of the other questions? What is the surname of the father and son detective duo in Broadchurch? Round 5, British crime dramas, 5 rounds to go. How many do you think you've got? In the comments. Napoleon blown apart. In other news, still 0. The wife beat you again. Napoleon blown apart. Jane Psychic, 2 or 3. Viv Kenyon, 4. Theo Bovril, 1. Nicky Watson, 0. Andrew James, Stuart and his dad, bless. Sandra Whittam, 6. Des Ashton, question mark. Stephen Hall, 5. Ian McGee, got called away. Okay, I'll sit back of the class. It was a tough one. Not many, says Jackie. Lionel Layton, unrehearsed, 4. Stuart's got 5 out of 10 maybe. Andrew James, 4. Tom's Tales, 4. 4 if I'm lucky. Must watch more telly, says Darren Donnelly. So thank you for all of those. Let's go through the answers. British crime dramas. What is the name of the detective inspector played by John Nettles in the long-running series set in Jersey? It was Bergerac. Very popular. Very, very popular. Bergerac. Question 2. Which city is the setting for the series Life on Mars and Ashes to Ashes? Manchester. Question 3. What is the nickname for the Criminal Records Department where D.S. Cartwright works in Ashes to Ashes? The Funny Factory. Which author's novels, question 4, feature the character Detective Inspector Vera Stanhope? Anne Cleves. What? I know. Question 5. Which detective drives a red Jaguar and loves real ale? Inspector Morse. It's code. Question 6. Which real-life British city is the fictional Midsummer County near? Oxford. So Oxford was the answer that I was looking for 6. 7. What is the name of the submarine-based detective in the series Vigil? Heard of Amy Silver? Not your Common Garden detective series. I think they probably blew the whole budget on episode 1. 8. Which actor played the role of Prime Minister Adam Lang in the political thriller The Ghostwriter? You might be surprised to hear it was Pierce Brosnan. Interesting. 9. In Line of Duty, what is the acronym for the Anti-Corruption Unit? Not the OCG, it's the AC-12. Anti-Corruption Unit 12, AC-12. And finally, what is the surname of the father and son detective duo in Broadchurch? They are Alec Hardy and Ellie Miller. Wow. So, how many did you get with that one? Super Ted, only 6. Stuart got 6. Wookfit, 3. Wow. Billy Shears, Andrew James. Yeah. Sweet FA, says Nick. No Z-car questions. You lot are out of your depth. And what was Morse's first name? I just inspected Morse's enough. Can't remember. William Commons just got back from Scarborough. Only got 2. So 3 just been nicked, says Tom Harneys. Ross Stone 2. Right. Okay. Tough round, but I had to stick a tough one in. We're going to do Oscar-winning films now. Round 6. These are easier. Much easier. Are you ready? 28 out of 50, Gene Psychic. Wow. Albert Metcalf, 11, and I Can Fly. Well, if it was 111, you'd have to stand on one leg, Albert. Cricket. Was it End of All? Wow, Raymond. I thought the acronym was OCD. No. Obviously, corrupt department. No, OCD is obsessive compulsive disorder. OCG is organised crime gang, and AC-12 is the anti-corruption unit. So, if you're ready, round 6, Oscar-winning films. Question 1: which 1994 film won Best Picture, Best Director, and Best Actor for Tom Hanks? Which 1994 film won Best Picture, Best Director, and Best Actor for Tom Hanks? Johnny Glasgow, I need more cheese. We call it Dolphin Square. Question 2. For which 1968 film did Barbara Streisand win her first and only Academy Award for Best Actress? For which 1968 film did Barbara Streisand win her first and only Academy Award for Best Actress? Let's see if you're a definite Hollywood file or film file or question 3. Remember The Silence of the Lambs? It's one of only 3 films to win the Big 5 at the Oscars. Can you name one of the other 2 films? That's going to be a head scratcher. Silence of the Lambs is only one of 3 films to win the Big 5 at the Oscars. Name one of the other two. And it's kind of, without giving anything away, one of them is obvious. Question 4. Who won the Best Actor Oscar for his portrayal of Stephen Hawking in The Theory of Everything? Question 4. Who won the Best Actor Oscar for his portrayal of Stephen Hawking in The Theory of Everything? Question 5. Amalia, who won the Best Actor Oscar? Who won the Oscar for Best Actor for his portrayal of Stephen Hawking in the film The Theory of Everything? Question 5. Which 2008 film set in the slums of Mumbai won 8 Oscars, including Best Picture and Best Director? Question 5. Which 2008... Oh, number 3. Ooh. It is a bit of a head scratcher, Amalia, but one of them you'll kind of go, oh, yeah, of course. Question 5. Which 2008 film set in the slums of Mumbai won 8 Oscars, including Best Picture and Best Director? Question 6. What is the name of the fictional country in Black Panther? Black Panther won an Oscar recently, last couple of years. Hawkins loved the F1. He enjoyed the spacebar and Control too. Bless you. That's very funny, Phil Levan. What's the name of the fictional country in Black Panther? Question 7. For which 1976 film did Peter Finch win a posthumous Oscar for Best Actor? It's one of my favourite films. And when I started doing my phone-ins back in 1989, I took some of it and adopted some of the methodology that Peter Finch used in the film. So question 7. For which 1976 film did Peter Finch win a posthumous Oscar for Best Actor? I agree, Stuart. Black Panther was an excellent film. Question 8. 3 more to go this round. Which film won Best Picture in 1997? A story about a patient and his therapist. Super Teddy, it will, but I've kind of, we've taken it up a little and then we're going to bring it back down a little so everybody can kind of end on a high. And round 10 is just, it's just loads of funnies and bits and pieces in it. Umbongo, living in the... Hang on. What was that, a TV ad? Question 8. Which film won Best Picture in 1997? A story about a patient and his therapist. Raymond Moore. I'm not going to take any more. I'm as mad as hell and I'm not going to take any more. I want you to go to your windows, open your windows and shout at... That was from the film. I'm as mad as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore. So if you listen to my early phone-ins from Century Radio in the Northeast, I used it on there. Fabulous. Question 9. Who won the Best Actress Oscar for her role as Queen Elizabeth II in The Queen in 2006? Don't get it confused. Who won the Best Actress Oscar for her role as Queen Elizabeth II in The Queen 2006? That's it, Terry. They're drinking it in the Congo. And question 10. Chariots of Fire won Best Picture in 1982. Who composed its iconic synthesizer-heavy score? Chariots of Fire. The Brits are coming. Must have been at a Diddy party. Chariots of Fire won Best Picture in 1982. Who composed its iconic synthesizer-heavy score? So, How many do you think you got there? I'm hoping you got at least a couple. That's round 6. Round 7 is going to be famous film quotes. And I'm hoping you're going to get 8 or 9 in the next round. So, Raymond Moore, 7. Matthew Whedon, 4. Even Stephen, 4. Stuart's on a 9er. Jackie Glasgow, ooh, ouch. Amalia Grassi, 1. Darren Donnelly, tough round, sir. Viv Kenya, I know, Darren. We just had to put because if everybody had got like 90 odd, we just had to put... And I never underestimate this audience at all. The congregation, the members of the body of the Kirk, I never underestimate them, because I didn't want to make that easy, but I thought because of the education level of the parishioners. Nicky Watson got 3, Ross Stone got 7, Louise Hampston 5, Sandra Whittam 6, Des Ashton 7. Which film, the more you eat, the more... I have no idea, I see you. Andrew James, out of 10, but probably 7 out of 10. Tom's Tales, 7 maybe. Gene Psychic. If I got 1, it's good. So, let me give you Oscar-winning films. Which 1994 film won Best Picture, Best Director, and Best Actor for Tom Hanks? It was Forrest Gump. I mean, just thinking about Tom Hanks's films. Question 2. For which 1968 film did Barbra Streisand win her first and only Academy Award for Best Actress? It was Funny Girl. Question 3. The Silence of the Lambs is one of only 3 films to win the Big 5 at the Oscars. Name the other 2. You Could Have Happened from 1934. It Happened One Night. Didn't think you would get that one, but I'm sure you absolutely weren't far away from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest in 1975. I mean, it ran riot in 75. Maybe you're not old enough, but One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest also won the Big 5 at the Oscars. Question 4. Who won the Best Actor Oscar for his portrayal of Stephen Hawking in The Theory of Everything? Eddie Redmayne. What an actor that boy is. Eddie Redmayne. Who won the Best Actor Oscar for his portrayal of Stephen Hawking in The Theory of Everything? Question 5. Which 2008 film set in the slums of Mumbai won 8 Oscars, including Best Picture and Best Director? The answer that I was looking for was Slumdog Millionaire. Tricky one. Question 6. What is the name of the fictional country in Black Panther? If I can say it correctly, it is Wakanda. Question 7. For which 1976 film did Peter Finch win a posthumous Oscar for Best Actor? I'm as mad as hell. I'm as mad as hell. Network. Great film. I'm trying to think of the female lead as well. Oh, it's gone. Andrew James, overrated movie. Maybe Andrew, but it started my late night phoning career off. So 7 was Network. Question 8. Which film won Best Picture in 1997? A story about a patient and his therapist. Good Will Hunting. Question 9. Who won the Best Actress Oscar for her role as Queen Elizabeth II in The Queen in 2006? Helen Mirren. Not taking any of the versions of The Crown or anything else. It was actually Helen Mirren. And hopefully... Question 10. Chariots of Fire won Best Picture in 1982. Who composed the iconic synthesizer-heavy score? Vangelis. So... round 6, how many did you get? Faye Dunaway. Thank you very much, Terry. And she was brilliant in Network. Gene Psychic. You got 1? Gene Psychic? Topper, 69. 1. How many did you get? Nick got 4. Nicky Watson got 3. Stuart, 9 out of 10. Bit of a film buff. Matthew Whedon, 3. Viv Kenyon, 4. Tom Tail, 6. Hang on, Napoleon blown apart. 0 to hero. I think, let me just see that. Went too quick. It's Napoleon blown apart. Now I'm flying. 0-2 this round. Andrew James 3, Ian McGee 8, even Stephen 6, Terry Wookfit 9, like my football team 0, says William Commons, and Amalia Grassi 2 out of 10. Most people are averaging somewhere between 2 and 6. So well done, everyone. Let's go on to round 7. Let's have a look at the timing. Round 7. This time it's famous film quotes. I'm not going to rush through this, but after the two difficult rounds, I've made it much, 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 much easier this round. I'm not going to try to impersonate them by any stretch of the imagination. Napoleon blown apart. No heroes here. No more heroes. Stranglers. That's a tune. Erraticus Norvegus was the album. No more heroes. Loved, loved, loved that tune. As a boy, obviously. Round 7, famous film quotes. If you're ready. No, I am your father. No, have we got that one? No, actually. We might have. Famous film quotes. Question 1. Which film features the line, I'll be back? Question 1. Which film features the line, I'll be back? Running out of hibiscus with 3 rounds to go. Question 2. You can't handle the truth is a famous line from which film? Question 2. You can't handle the truth is a famous line from which film? Question 3. Which film features the line, life is like a box of chocolates? Oh, I say. Oh, what's his name says I see you. Question 3. Which film features the line, life is like a box of chocolates? Question 4. My precious is a line spoken by which film character? My precious is a line spoken by which film character? Question 5. Why so serious is a line from which Batman film? Why so serious is a line from which Batman film? Houston, we have a problem is from which film? Houston, we have a problem is from which film? Like I say, I made some of these easier or easy. You're gonna need a bigger boat is a line from which film? You're gonna need a bigger boat is a line from which film? Question 8. That probably made me laugh, Wookfit. Question 8. May the force be with you is a famous line from which film series? May the force be with you is a famous line from which film series? And question 9. Hasta la vista, baby is a line from which Terminator film? Hasta la vista, baby. And finally, that's what she's there for, Napoleon blown apart. Says, I need my wife to come back in. She obviously makes me look smarter. Question 10 in this round. I see dead people is a line from which film? I see dead people. is a line from which film? So I'll go through. Carry on stamping, says lovely ham lunch. I see you said, Terry, well, it was allowed. Anyway, I wasn't the one who brought the VHS tape. Albert Medcalf, Behind the Green Door. Is this a sign of a misspent youth? Because I've seen all of them. But back in the day, it was like contraband. Brilliant. Phil Levan says, you're going to need a bigger boat, is a quote from Macron to the illegals. Jackie Glasgow says, a few, I reckon. Paulie Gallieri. That is funny. Tom Harney's feeling confident. Ooh, could be a 10 for Tom Harney's. Obviously, the blurry lines is going away. I can see clearly now. The rain has gone, says Tom. 9 out of 10 from Andrew James. Sandra Whittam, 8. Ross Stone, 8, possibly 9. Amalia Grassi, 2, I think. Andrew James, back in the day, the Rev saved VHS. Betamax, Andrew. Betamax was always a better quality, but the industry used VHS, so just killed off Betamax. So, Stuart thinks 10. Super Ted says 9, hopefully. Jimmy Greaves. Louise Sampson, 7. Right, eyes down. I'm going to give you the answers. Which film features the line, I'll be back? The Terminator. Everybody should have got that. Film 2, you can't handle the truth, is a famous line from which film? A Few Good Men. Oh, that's the whole film boiled down into a line that everybody quotes. Jack Nicholson and Tom Cruise. And Jack Nicholson was just magnificent in that film. You can't handle the truth is a famous line from which film? It was A Few Good Men. Question 3. Which film features the line, life is like a box of chocolates, Forrest Gump? My Precious is a line spoken by which film character? Gollum. Question 5. Why so serious is a line from which Batman film? The Dark Knight. I think it was the Joker, wasn't it? I've only just realised why answers come through after I've already given them. It's the chat has a slight delay on it. We're going to get a question 6 in a second. Houston, we have a problem, is from which film? Apollo 13. Easiest question of the night, I think. Hewitt Super Sub, 10. You're going to need a bigger boat is a line from which film? Jaws. May the Force be with you is a famous line from which film series? Star Wars. Something a little Bruce, yeah, Nicky Watson. Noah's Ark, says Jackie Glasgow. And Nicky Watson, Jaws, Stuart Jaws. Question 9. Hasta la vista, baby, is a line from which Terminator film? It's Terminator 2, Judgment Day. And I See Dead People is a line from which film? The Sixth Sense. So how many do you think you got there? We are going to go into round 8 next, which is pretty much, I think, your level. There's every chance that you might get 10 out of 10 for this. It's classic Britain's children's TV. Super Ted 9, Nick 9, Tom's Tales 10, Laird Wookfit 10, Matthew Whedon 4. Loved that Sixth Sense. It was a fantastic film. Stuart got 10, Amalia 4, The Bovril 1, Darren Donnelly 7, Andrew James 8. Everybody's getting probably 4 to 7 on average, but Ian McGee got 9. Russ Stone 9, best yet. 6 for that one, Adrian, says A&T. If you're a virgin to the Theatre of the Mind on a Sunday evening, I have to pop your cherry. Tom Harley's 10, Louis Sampson 5, and Lionel Layton unrehearsed 1. So if you're sitting comfortably and your pencils at the ready, just say Rosie and Jim and Tots TV, says Andrew James. Viv Kenyon got 5. Well done, Viv. Round 8, classic British children's TV. What is the name of the stop-motion animated dog who lives on a scrap heap? Darren Donnelly says folks are getting right into this. Hurrah! Question 1. What is the name of the stop-motion animated dog who lives on a scrap heap? Question 2. In the Wombles, where do the Wombles live? And I know that you're going through the song in your head. I can hear you singing it. Poor ghetto defendant. Andrew James says, did you have a TV when you were a lad? It's a bit like, what's his face? Cockeyed. Rich boy Sunak. We didn't have Sky TV when I was a kid. Wow. Some people didn't have shoes on their feet, Richie, mate. Question 2. In the Wombles, where do the Wombles live? Question 3. If you're a parent or grandparent, you should get this one. What is the name of the big purple dinosaur who presents a TV show? What is the name of the big purple dinosaur who presented a TV show? Phil Levan, they live where Welsh ministers go cottaging. Oh, I say. And yeah, we're not allowed to talk about it because nobody's actually put... Nicky Watson, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. My son loved him. All the kids do. Yeah, you can't talk about it. Nobody actually found out what happened to that Welsh minister, did they? No. Stuart says, that question is my childhood right there. What's the name of the big purple dinosaur who presents a TV show? Yeah. Question 4, Terry. What are the names of the 2 presenters who hosted Multicoloured Swap Shop? I'll say original presenters, just in case anybody gets a bit funny. And what are the names of the 2 original presenters who hosted Multicoloured Swap Shop? Question 5. Which show features characters called George, Zippy, and Bangle? Which show features characters called George, Zippy, and Bungle? Yeah, that's the ginger character that's quite cute, seemingly, according to newsreaders at Rock FM. What did you just say, Adrian? Nothing. Just ignore it. Question 6. What is the name of the friendly talking train? Just remember, all of these questions allude to classic British children's TV. So question 6, what is the name of the friendly talking train? And it's not a euphemism. Before you say anything. Andrew James, Prime Minister questions. Hang on, Amalia Grassi. Which one's that? The weird one. Chuff, 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 chuff. Naughty word, chuff. Question 7. This will sort everybody out. In Grange Hill, what was the name of the school's head teacher in its early days? Are you old enough to remember that? In Grange Hill, what is the name of the school's head teacher in its early days? When I tell you, Amalia, you'll go, ah, yes. Which film featured a character called the Child Catcher? Scared the bejesus out of me when I went to the cinema to see it. I was like, oh, no, no, no. If I'm naughty, the Child Catcher's going to get me and I won't get anything for Christmas. Which film, question 8, featured a character called the Child Catcher? Question 9. What was the name of the purple puppet who co-hosted Play Away? Matt UK, we nearly finished your wrongin'. Jacob Rees-Mogg, Talker 69. Teddy, says Albert Medcar. Oh, of course. What was the name of the purple puppet who co-hosted Play Away? I'm not sure you're going to get that one, but it will be funny. The dog on the dump is getting me. You'll know it as soon as I tell you. And final question this round, question 10. Which 1970s show followed the adventures of a young boy and his magic pencil? And that is not a euphemism before you start. Which 1970s show followed the adventures of a young boy and his magic pencil? So, should we run through them? How many do you think you got? Andrew James. Play away. Don't mind if I do. Try and get a Cockney to say Brian Cant's name. Brian Cant? Starmer and his magic tool. That's brilliant, Stuart. I see you 3. Even Stephen 6. Nick 7. Sandra Whittam also 7. Malia Grassi 4. Darren Donnelly 4 or 5-ish. Tom's Tales 7. Laird Wookfit 8, possibly 9. 2.5 for the Bovril and Jackie Glasgow. At least 4, possible 6 for Tom Harney's. Andrew James. What was Peggy Crayon then? Don't talk about future kings here. Phil Levan. Wasn't it Penny Crayon with a magic pencil? No. Surprising. A bit of a tougher round. Andrew James 7. Des Ashton 6. 3/4. Louis Sampson 4. Steve Barnes 5 and Russ Stone 7. So, sorry, Lovely Lamb Lunch and Lionel Leighton unrehearsed, but Albert Metcalf got 5. Viv Kenyon got 4. So, here's the answers. Round 8, classic British children's TV. Question 1. What was the name of the stop-motion animated dog who lives on a scrap heap? It was Spot the dog. Spot was the name of the dog. Spot the dog. I'm sorting out the elders of the parish from the youngers of the parish. Question 2. In the Wombles, where do the Wombles live? And I bet you played the song in your head. Wimbledon Common. What was it? Wombles of Wimbledon Common are we? No, I'm not going to do the song. I can't sing to save my life. Any parent will know the answer to the next one. Nick, I used to think they were singing about being common, not living on Wimbledon Common. Bless you, Nick. Andrew James, it was a cartoon, not stop motion. What, Spot the dog? It wasn't. It was on strings, man. Mike Batt. Yeah. Marley Grassi. Wimbledon. The Wombles of Wimbledon Common our way. Making good use of the things that we find. The wife got 7, says William Commons. One thing, magic I remember, Jamie and the Magic Torch. Oh, showing your age now, A&T. Right, 3. This is for all the parents and the grandparents because I'm sure this was the easiest of these 10 questions. What was the name of the big purple dinosaur who presented a TV show? Barney, says Stuart. Uncle Bulgaria. Barney for question 3. Question 4. What are the names of the 2 original presenters who hosted Multicoloured Swap Shop? Now, I'm sure you got Noel Edmonds. Phil Levan, correct. So question 4 was the original 2 presenters because there was 2 original presenters. Yes, there was Noel Edmonds, but did you also... No, not Stu Putt. Terry Wookfit. Noel Edmonds with Keith Chegwin. Now, technically, Maggie Philbin, who didn't she marry Keith Chegwin, was also a key presenter, and John Craven, but I was looking for the 2 main original presenters, Noel Edmonds and Keith Chegwin. Yes, Stuart, you can have half a point for Noel Edmonds, half a point, and half a point for Cheggers. I mean, I'm sure his career went upwards when he did the naked quiz show. Dear oh dear. I see you. Chegwin was Mr. Blobby, I bet. What about John Craven? He wasn't. They were the 2 fronting presenters. Craven just did a bit. Maggie Philbin did a bit. They were key presenters, but not the main presenters. Amalia thought this was a bit odd. Which show features characters called George, Zippy, and Bango. It was Rainbow. Lovely lamb lunch, David Icke. Question 6. I mean, Rainbow, legendary. Question 6. What is the name of the friendly talking train? Thomas the Tank. Not a euphemism. Yeah, wrongin'. Just Thomas the Tank. Oh, yeah, I completely agree with you, Amalia. It was a very weird and odd program. They got all the smut in, so the parents were kind of guffawing behind their hands, and the kids were going, "Mummy, Daddy, why are you laughing?" Can't tell you. Ivor the Engine as well. Ooh. Yes, okay, I'll give you that one, Napoleon blown apart, because the Welsh will be up in arms next. There'll be Napoleon blown apart. Yes, Ivor the Engine. You can have that for a point. Full point, Napoleon blown apart. The name of the friendly talking train? Yeah, Thomas the Tank and Ivor. Even Stephen. Thomas the Tank was voiced by Ringo Starr. I know, for me, the best thing he ever did. I mean, his voice was wonderful and just made for it. Ringo. Question 7. In Grange Hill, what is the name of the school's head teacher in its early years? It was Mr. Baxter. So question 7, you're looking for and a guy from the Boys from the Black Stuff. That was the actor who died recently in the last year or so. Wonderful voice. Wonderful voice. Gordon? I don't know that one. Never watched it. For the young. Yeah, him, says Phil the Van. Mr. Baxter was in Fawlty Towers. Was he really? Question 8. This scared the bejesus out of everybody in the comment. Which film featured a character called the Child Catcher? Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. I mean, I was traumatised when I went home after that. I'm sure many other people were. Yozza, yes I know. Bernard Hill, great voice. Tom's Trails, great voice. Tucker Jenkins, can't remember him, Garen. Jackie Glasky, saw it when I was 9 with my dad. Wonderful. Gordon was in Thomas. John Fixer. Mr. Baxter was deputy head. Bridget McCluskey was head mistress. I bet she was. Trucker trousers. I know you want the answer to this one. What was the name of the purple puppet who co-hosted Play Away? Did anybody get Humpty? Hang on, Nicky, we haven't finished yet, man. Oh, I don't think Melly's going to get number 10. Oh, he was the builder, O'Reilly in Fawlty Towers. Wonderful. Floella Benjamin. Isn't she like an MP or a dame or a baroness or something now? 5.5 says Louise Hampson. Bullet Baxter was PE teacher when it started, not headmaster. There's always one. Right, I'll give you the question again, because I didn't say in the beginning. I said in its early years. So in Grange Hill, what was the name of the school's head teacher in its early years? And question 10, which 1970s show followed the adventures of a young boy and his magic pencil? A bit like a constipated proctologist. He worked it out with a pencil. The constipated proctologist mathematician. He worked it out with a pencil. The question 10 was, which 1970s show followed the adventures of a young boy and his magic pencil? The answer was Simon and the Witch, or possibly Simon in the Land of Chalk Drawings. No, me neither. Terry Griffiths and his guitar went on to become a great snooker player. Terry Wookford says a disputed 9. We're going to get into round 9 Hollywood comedies, but let's see how many you've got. Steve Barnes 4, Amalia 5, Super Ted 9, Lovely Lamb Lunch. Don't remember that pencil one. I'm far too young. Lovely Lamb Lunch. Gene Psychic 6, Stuart 5.5, Nick 6, Sandra Whittam 7, even Stephen and Tom Tail 7, the Bovril 4, Tom Harney slipping again. It must be kicking in again, Tom. Ian McGee, 6 out of 10. I need a reboot. Hibiscus. Right. Thank you for all your reporting. Let's get to Hollywood comedies for round 9. Are you ready? Eyes down. Question 1. In Anchorman, The Legend of Ron Burgundy, what is the name of Ron's dog? Well, we're just talking funny films here. Question 1. In Anchorman, The Legend of Ron Burgundy, what was the name of Ron's dog? Clue was in the last round. Had a lettuce leaf removed from my backside. Doctor says that was just tip of the iceberg. Stuart says, oh, I love Anchorman. Question 2. Lovely lamb lunch. Spit. Question 2. What is the name of the summer camp in Meatballs from 1979? Question 3. Which 1980 film stars Rodney Dangerfield as a wealthy man trying to connect with his son? Top of 69. That's actually quite funny. He says, I prefer Anchor butter. Meatballs? Yeah, get them at IKEA. Question 3. Which 1980 film stars Rodney Dangerfield as a wealthy man trying to connect with his son? Question 4. In Bridesmaids, what job does the protagonist, Annie, lose at the beginning of the film? Oh, I remember Spaceballs. Oh, here we go. Back to zeros against this Napoleon blown apart. No, I think you might get a couple near the end. Question 4. In Bridesmaids, what job does the protagonist, Annie, lose at the beginning of her film? Question 5. What is the name of the fictional country in The Dictator from 2012? I'll get the questions in a second. I'm just laying them all out. Thank you. Question 6. Who directed the films Annie Hall, Manhattan, and Hannah and Her Sisters? Who directed the films Annie Hall and Manhattan? Will give it away. Lovely lamb lunch. I'm not going to say that. It'll give a clue. Question 7. In Dumb and Dumber, what do Lloyd and Harry drive across the country in? Yeah, agreed, Terry. In Dumber and Dumber, what do Lloyd and Harry drive across the country in? Question 8. What is the name of the fraternity in Animal House? Question 8. What is the name of the fraternity in Animal House? Dumb and Dumber was just too funny. Too funny. Question 9. Which actor played the role of Frank the Tank in Old School? Car's a car, tank's a tank. What's a kiss without a... Which actor played the role of Frank the Tank in Old School? Yeah, but great films. I see you. And in Tropic Thunder, which actor portrays the character Kirk Lazarus, who undergoes a controversial procedure to darken his skin for a role? So we'll go through these. Hollywood comedies, round 9. Jackie Glasgow. Well, we'll do horror films next time. Happy to do that for you. Nick says I'm scraping just one this time. Napoleon blown apart. You were wrong, Adrian. I'm thicker than you. Give me credit. Sandra Whittam, 1. Jane Psychic, 0. Amalia, 0. I see you. I'm toast this round. Right, we better get this over and done with and get to round 10 so we can have a bit of a giggle. Round 9, Hollywood comedies. Even Stephen and Matthew Whedon both got 2. The Bovril, 0. Tom Tales, 3. Oh, Stuart, 9. See, all the film buffs come out to play. So, round 9, Hollywood comedies. In Anchorman, The Legend of Ron Burgundy. What's the name of Ron's dog? It is Baxter, the headmaster of... Not just thrown together this quiz, you know. Question 2. What is the name of the summer camp in Meatballs, 1979? It is Camp North Star. Question 3. Which 1980 film stars Rodney Dangerfield as a wealthy man trying to connect with his son? Caddyshack. Question 4. In Bridesmaids, what job does the protagonist, Annie, lose at the beginning of the film? She owns a bakery that fails. Remember? She's a kind of baker owner of a bakery that fails. Question 5. What is the name of the fictional country in The Dictator from 2012? It is the Republic of Wadiya. Wadiya. W-A-D-I-Y-A. I know. I scratch my head. Who directed films Annie Hall in Manhattan and Hannah and her sisters? Call him what you want. Another Woody. Woody Allen. In Dumb and Dumber, what do Lloyd and Harry drive across the country in? I would have taken a sheepdog van. Or a shaggy dog van, whichever. A sheepdog van or a shaggy dog van. I would have taken, or a dog van. All right, I'll give you because this is a tough round, I'll give you the point for a dog van. Question 8. What's the name of the fraternity in Animal House? Question 8. What's the name of the fraternity in Animal House? It is Delta Tau Chi. Delta Tau Chi. 9. Which actor played the role of Frank the Tank in Old School? Will Ferrell. And finally, Tropic Thunder. Which actor portrays the character Kirk Lazarus, who undergoes a controversial procedure to darken his skin for a role? Robert Downey Jr. How many did you get? Just going to tidy this up while I talk to you. Gene Psychic, 0. Nick, great questions, but that round had me stumped. 0. Tom's Tales, 3. Only got the last 2. Even Stephen, Sandra Whittam. Matthew Whedon, 2. Jackie Glasgow and the Bovril, 0. Liga Lister, 3. Ray Norton, 3. Napoleon blown apart, not very many. Terry Wookfit, if you accept the Mutts Cuts van. All right, I'll let you have that one. Lionel Layton, unrehearsed, 0. Ross Stone, 3 by miracle. Viv Kenyon, oh dear, 0. And Des Ashton, 5. Shall we get to round 10? Because what I've got, this is a real mixed bag. Real mixed bag. Some of them you're going to go, bloody hell, that's easy. Or some of them are like, oh. And then you can tell me how many you've got before I give you the answers. I'll give you the answers, and then you can tell me how many you got in total if you're able to add them up. So, round 10, potluck. It's a mixture of TV and film. Your bottle says, get us out of our misery. So, mix of TV and film. Question 1. Which actor played the first incarnation of the Equalizer Which actor played the first incarnation of the Equalizer in the 80s? A scrotum of all sorts. Gene Psychic says, I did put a Volkswagen van. All right, you can have half a point for van. In the film, question 2, in the film Trainspotting, what is the first thing Renton lists in his Choose Life monologue? Yeah, it was, Terry. I used to love that TV series. Was it Archie? That was the little the little Scots guy. Yeah, he was. Very, very, very understated. Which actor played the first incarnation of the Equalizer? In the film Trainspotting, what is the first thing Renton lists in his Choose Life monologue? 3, what is the name of the pub in Shaun of the Dead? Oh, was it Smelly? It was all in the scripting back then. Question 3, what is the name of the pub in Shaun of the Dead? This will make you think. Question 4, which British actor played the role of Q in the James Bond films from 1999? I think it was, that's wrong, I'm sure it was 69, to 2021. Which British actor played the role of Q in the James Bond films up to 2021? Question 5. In The Thick of It, the teleseries, what is the name of the terrifying spin doctor played by Peter Capaldi? Brilliant. Question 6. Which 2006 film features a character named Borat Sagdiev? Which 2006 film, it's easier than you think, features a character named Borat Sagdiev? Question 7. What is the name of the detective agency in Life on Mars in the UK? The UK version, not the American version. 7. What is the name of the detective agency in Life on Mars, the UK version? Let's see if you paid attention when you went to the cinema. Question 8. In Four Weddings and a Funeral, which poet's work is read at the funeral? And I've read this poem loads. I can't remember off the top of my head, and I've got the answers in front of me. Andrew James. Question 9. Which long-running medical drama is set in the fictional county of Holby? Which long-running medical drama is set in the fictional county of Holby? And I recently watched all 6 series of The Resident, the American kind of medical series, and it was fantastic. It was amazing. It was fantastic. And then I started watching the English version, and they've definitely taken some of their inspiration from The Resident. If you ever get a chance, watch all 6 series of The Resident. It's fantastic. And sadly, one of the actors that was in The Resident died in a drowning accident recently, and he was one of the mainstay actors in The Resident. I think it's brilliant. You should get that one. Which long-running medical drama is set in the fictional county of Holby? And the final question on the 100-question quiz this evening is, what is the name of the hotel in The Shining? What is the name of the hotel in The Shining? So the purpose of round 10 is for you to drag around somewhere in the back of here to pull all the answers out. Because there are loads that you know. You might go, oh, I don't, but you do. So, how many do you think you've got? Jackie Glasgow, 2. I see you, 0, as well as Amalia. Stephen Hall, 4. Possible 2 for Nick. Gene Psychic. Well done, Adrian. Oh, thank you, Gene. The Old Bovril, 0. Even Stephen, 4. And I see you, 2. Stuart, 6. Nicky Watson, 1. Matthew Whedon, 5. Gene Psychic, maybe 1 or 2. William Commons, 4. And Tom Tales, 3. Terry Wookford says 9. If the hotel comes, it will be 10. Nice. Hoping for 10. Ian McGee, possible 3 for Sandra Whittam. Napoleon Blown Apart, guaranteed 4, maybe, possibly. And Ross Stone, 3, possibly 4. So let's round the quiz off. The 100 question quiz this evening. Terry Wookford's just remembered the 10. Either that or Google's helped him. Round 10, potluck, mix of TV and film. Question 1. Which actor played the first incarnation of the Equalizer? It was Edward Woodward. Great actor. Fabulous actor. Question 2. In the film Trainspotting, what is the first thing Renton lists in his Choose Life monologue? It was choose a job. Question 3. What's the name of the pub in Shaun of the Dead? It was the Winchester. Question 4. Which British actor played the role of Q in the James Bond films up to 2021? Desmond Llewellyn. He was Q until The World Is Not Enough, and then it was John Cleese. So Desmond Llewellyn was the one that I was looking for. The Wicker Man, yeah. We talked about that on one of the other lives, Gene. Yeah, it was Edward Woodward. Wasn't he the guy that went was kind of detecting or being the detective up there? I love this. In the thick of it, what was the name of the terrifying spin doctor played by Peter Capaldi? It was Malcolm Tucker. Exactly. It was... Okay, question 6. Which 2006 film features a character named Borat? Borat Saktiev? It was Borat. Cultural learnings of America for make benefit glorious nation of Kazakhstan. If you put Borat, you can have the full point. If you did that, I'll buy you a pint. No, actually, it'll cost me a fortune. Christopher Lee, says Gene Psychic. Police sergeant. He played a policeman in Wicker Man. Did he? Edward Woodward. 7. What was the name of the detective agency in Life on Mars? It was either, you could say, the Hyde Police or just Hyde CID. With a Y, not with an I. It's Hyde Police or just Hyde CID. Question 8. In 4 Weddings and a Funeral, which poet's work was read at the funeral? Well, the poem was Funeral Blues. It was by W.H. Auden. And question 9. Even Stephen's got his fingers crossed. Which long-running medical drama is set in the fictional county of Holby? Holby City. And you can have a point for Casualty. You can either have Holby City and or Casualty. You can have a 1 point, whichever one you wrote down. And question 10, final question on the 100 question quiz, which is, name the hotel in The Shining. It was the Overlook Hotel. Hopefully you got that, Terry. Stanley. The Overlook Hotel. Red rum, red rum, red rum. So that was the 100 quiz, the 100 question quiz for your bank holiday weekend. Stuart says the Overlook. So how many did you get in total? I think the Walkfit might be up there. Nicky Watson, 2 for me that round. I see you, 5. Tom Harney's 3. Gene Psychic, 2 out of 10. Stuart, 6 out of 10. Tom Tales, 69 out of 100. Blimey. Ian McGee got 9 again. Nicky Watson, 37 out of 100. Jackie Glasgow, woohoo, 4. Amalia Grassi, 37 out of 100. Even Steven, 69. Good number, Even Steven. Super Ted, fantastic. Napoleon Blown Apart, 41 in total. I'm fired. No. Blame the missus. Gene Psychic, 45 and a half. Tom Harney, 60 in total. Tucker, 69. 39. Des Ashton, always up there with the best of them. 76. Viv Kenyon got 3 that round. Ray Norton, 48. Steve Barnes, 41. Super Ted, 89. Can anybody beat 89? Thank you, Stuart. Thank you. Can anybody beat 89? Super Ted's got 89. We're stretching from 30 odd. From 30 odd into the 50s is Callum wasn't his real name. He also used David Tucker. His scruffy mate was Lonely, of course. Hang on, Wuckford got 90 something. So it was almost a straight shootout between who got 89 again? I think it was Super Ted. You're gonna have to give us the exact number, Terry, because Super Ted's got 89. Oh yeah, and loved the light bulb intro. Tom's Tales, thank you for that. Thank you for your continued support. Do appreciate it. To everyone that's donated and supported the channel tonight. Thank you very much. Ian McGee, 66 out of 100, missed 2 sets. Ray Norton says I could do a 69 with help. Every day's a school freaking day. Just thank you for taking part, Amalia. So that's your quiz for the Sunday, Bank Holiday Sunday. Remember, we're getting back into the real meaty, tasty stuff tomorrow night from 7:30. 94 if you insist. It was Baxter. 95 if you accept McCluskey. Baxter. Tom Harney's right. I can collapse now. Bless you. Top 69. Cheers, Adrian. It's been great again. So on the bank holiday Sundays of every bank holiday weekend, we tend to just throw a quiz together. We've done music. We've now done film and telly. We'll do general and or some horror. Oh, yeah, FUD. What a great... obviously, Terry, there's only me and you who understand what a FUD is. It's a caring, understanding 90s type. And it's wonderful. The Scots you can say it anyway. You can say it on YouTube and anything. And nobody knows what a FUD is. It's wonderful. Nicky Watson, thank you, Adrian, for the work you put in tonight. Great again, Adrian, says the Bottle. Thank you to everyone that took part. Can't do it without you. So thank you to everyone. Smash the likes on your way out. If we can get a couple more, we'll get over 100. Tomorrow, 7:30, we're going to get into the usual stuff. I've been looking at what's been going on the last 3 days, so we've got a lot to catch up with. We'll do that tomorrow night. Thank you to everyone that took part. Yeah, Edward Woodward was with Michelle Dautrice at the time. Yeah, Jane. Psychic, I love the Wicker Man. Love it. So whatever you do, wherever you go, be well, stay safe. Don't forget to take your Battenberg with you. Smash the likes. Thank you for your subscriptions. Please check them and make sure you're subscribed. But most of all, thank you for your indulgence for a little quiz on a bank holiday Sunday evening. But Theatre of the Mind Live is not a show. It's a mission. And we go again Monday night, 7:30. See you then. See you tomorrow night. Hope you enjoyed the quiz.